Hello. Thanks for agreeing to set up this interview. As you know, we only have a short
Absolutely.
amount of time, so let's go ahead and get started right away. Now, I know that you've been involved in some work on community issues.
Mhm.
Can you tell me what attracted you to the community issue that you chose at the beginning of the semester?
The community issue that I chose at the beginning of the semester has to do with beef prices. Now, I have some firsthand experience with this, and it impacts my life quite substantially. I chose this topic because I work on a ranch just outside of Napoleon, North Dakota, a cattle ranch, during the summers and on weekends throughout the school year. Another reason I chose this topic was to make people aware that slaughterhouses are bypassing the system, lowering beef prices, causing cattle ranching to be nearly impossible. And now I have firsthand experience with this. Going to the sale barn and only selling a cow for $1,000, making only $250 profit on that cow throughout the year is almost impossible to live on. You can't A cattle rancher cannot make a profit if only he's making $250 per cow. And this is why I chose this topic.
Okay, thank you. Now, your materials also said that you were involved in a community issue team project that
Mhm.
focused on a call to action. Can you share with me what call to action your team put forward and why you chose that call to action?
See, the topic that we chose as a group, we chose the legalization of marijuana. Now, the call to action is fairly simplistic in that we want the world to know the true facts about marijuana. We want people to go out and fend off the crude accusations by Anslinger in the 1900s and by many other high-powered officials. We want if marijuana does not cause any harm to anyone, then why should it be illegal? That is our call to action.
I see. Now, if I were to ask the other members of your team what they think your biggest strength is, what do you think they would say, and why do you think they would say it?
If I was my group members right now, I would have to say that my group members would say that my biggest strength was being able to keep everybody on task. Now that this is not to bring any negativity in any way, shape, or form to my group by any means, because my group, I believe, worked very well together. But one of the things that we had a problem with was being able to keep on task with what we had to get done. I believe my group members would have said this because I made an effort to keep everybody on task so that we could get our project done, or not our project, but our speech done in the most timely and efficient way possible.
Okay, great. What for you was the most challenging thing about working with your team?
I would have to say the most challenging thing about working with my team for our group presentation would probably be getting over the strengths and weaknesses of each group member. Now, obviously, every group, you're always going to have each group member is always going to have weaknesses and they're always going to have strengths. The biggest thing with groups is being able to make it over those weaknesses and being able to compromise so that you can make those weaknesses turn into strengths and make a bigger, better thing, a better project or better whatever you're trying to do. Obviously, that's one of my weaknesses, one of the challenges of every group. But I think the challenge that our group really faced was we were very easily distracted, and we liked to what's the word? We like to put things off and procrastinate quite often. Now, I believe that this is our biggest thing that we had to overcome. Obviously, we didn't overcome it all the way because we had lots of late nights and lots of stress dealing with and trying to do our project within the last 3 days before our presentation was due. This is the biggest challenge that I believe our group had to overcome.
Thank you. Okay, last question. In 30 seconds or so, tell me what your biggest takeaway was from Com 110 this semester. What will stick with you and be useful to you?
I think the biggest takeaway I will have from Com 110 has to be being able to I have a better idea of how to gather my thoughts and put them into a well organized outline rather than going off the cuff. Now I believe this is going to help me in future interviews and future speeches, obviously, as now I won't have to just go off the cuff and not make things up, but have to memorize, have to know stuff without having something written down. Now I'll be able to make clear and well organized outlines that I can go off of and have a better speech, being able to pronunciate and being able to talk with the people I am speaking to in a well-mannered fashion. Thank you for the speech. I hope to hear back from you soon. Thank you.